Get out.
All right, now hit it, Brandon. Do the opening act.
Don't call him the act.
There's an opening act. This is Suffering Well, where we just bleed. We bleed our.
Is that what we do?
I'm not bleeding. I'm not bleeding. I'm sorry.
We bleed our sorrows for the world to see and learn from.
No, Brandon, I didn't sign up for that.
I was gonna say this wasn't in a group chat.
We said suffer well, not suffer
We're just
miserable.
gonna be open and honest about our suffering in different areas of life.
Yes.
What's
Hello,
the
Jordan, moderator.
That is bleeding. Suffering is bleeding.
Not necessarily.
Some women bleed every month. Well, they suffer too every month. So. Right.
Right. I'm suffering every day at work, but that don't mean I'm bleeding.
True.
Maybe you're bleeding on the inside.
Well, how about we introduce ourselves? Let's start with that.
Okay. Go ahead, Randy. You can start from the baby to the top.
Are we telling a couple things?
Whatever's on your spirit.
So what's on my spirit?
Whatever on your mind.
What's ever on my mind? Huh. So much pressure. So I'm Randy. I'm the baby of the group. How old am I? I think I'm 24. I currently reside in North Carolina. And my occupation is healthcare management. Is there anything else I should say? Anything that's going to like stress me? I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
A serious fellow. Is it a serious relationship?
Are you suffering in your relationship?
Oh, you know, no, it is a serious relationship. It progresses every day.
Oh my every day.
Come on. He watches this. It's a serious relationship. That's he watches.
Jordan, it's your turn. Hit it.
My name is Jordan. I am the technically middle kid, but for this sake, the second from the bottom. My occupation is unknown. That's that I'm moving a lot, and I'm not a prostitute. But I end up in hotel rooms a lot. So, but you're not a prostitute. So, got it.
Pretty woman.
Suffering in that occupation. I'm well because the Lord has called me here. I'm suffering well. I'm single, and I am. Don't be single for a hot little minute. A eunuch. You're what? A eunuch. No relationship, no kids. I'm the best auntie in the world. Huh.
Okay.
I think your Wi-Fi is going in and out, Jordan. A little spotty. I'm done.
Yeah. Sure is.
Go ahead, bub.
Hi guys. My name is Brandon. I am the other middle child. I'm the second from the top, the third from the bottom. I am 28. I was born in 1989. I'm in education, so I'm a curriculum and instruction specialist. Kind of operate as an assistant principal, but I'm not officially one. Maybe a real principal next year, but we'll see. And I am in a marriage for now. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow or next week or. I am suffering very well.
And you have two beautiful daughters. I know.
Oh my God.
They're so exciting. I don't suffer at all with them. So I have two daughters. I have Ruby. She's 2. Me and May. And I have Rosalie. And she'll be 3 months on the 25th. So there, my pride and joy. I would show a picture, but I won't do that right now. But I'm sure that you'll see him at some point during our Suffering Well episodes as reasons that give me hope.
I'm gonna go back real quick. I am 25 and I am a business owner as well as
I was gonna say entrepreneur, Juicy.
Entrepreneur. That's me too. Sorry, I go back.
All right, so I'm the oldest of the group. My name is Kevin. I'm 29. I'll be in 2 months. Also known as Bub. I currently work in higher education as a financial aid administrator, and I suffer very well. Sometimes not physically visible, but I do suffer very well. Focusing right now on suffering with racial challenges in the workplace and in life. And I'm single.
Amen.
There you go.
Let the church say yeah.
So the reason why we chose, that's not why we chose like Suffering Well.
Say what now?
Why did we choose Suffering Well?
But what are you eating?
Carrots.
Okay.
Bro, you're not listening.
Carrots. Okay.
Yo, I'll tell you this. Today at church, the pastor talked about how we're supposed to be tested. And so I think suffering well goes into that because like that's what our life is made of. Like our destiny is fulfilled based off of a bunch of tests or a bunch of suffering. Just like in order for Jesus's destiny to be fulfilled, I can't talk. He had to suffer a lot. So I think that
did he have to suffer though? Did he?
What was Jesus? Okay.
I actually think he did.
The cross was a suffering, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, and everything that happened before the cross was all suffering. Well, not everything. When he was healing people, but I think that's what made me think about suffering well. How it's all like a part of your whole destiny, your plan. So, like, for me, obviously, I have to deal with white people. That's the reason why I'm struggling and suffering right now with them.
You don't say you have to deal with white people. That's not okay. I mean, that just like came off really like woof.
Legit.
Okay, let me take it back.
Can't take it back. This is why I said we need the editing.
We're not what's the word? Editing that part out.
We should edit it out.
That's a great point. But that's a great point because one thing. Okay, go ahead, Bub. Go ahead.
So all I'm gonna say is, so I say that because of the fact of like, in my current experiences, my suffering is primarily based off of my experiences of interacting with white people. Like that's been my struggle right now. So it's not to say like I have a beautiful sister who is Caucasian or white, and she's cool and she's good and I love her. But I do have a challenge in my suffering right now is dealing with white people and the oppression that they intentionally and unconsciously put us under, as well as the white privilege that they intentionally and unconsciously live through.
So I say that one thing that we're really doing this for is to really be vulnerable. And as Kevin alluded to a little bit, it's as he displayed, I guess is a better word, that we are going through things and that we want this opportunity, these 30 minutes every week, maybe 30 to 45 minutes every week to be an opportunity for us to just share our experiences and what we're going through in an unedited, unfiltered way that really offers others who watch and who view and who comment and who share just a way to see that, you know, it's not like he said, and from what he learned in church, like this life is, we're guaranteed to suffer. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if we're supposed to, or it's just a reality. I imagine if I were creating a world, would I make suffering necessary? But we're in a world I didn't create, that we didn't create, and we suffer, and it's a part of life. It's a part of what we go through. So we're sharing our experiences and our thoughts about what we're going through. But the hopes of helping others to suffer well, because you're not going to get away from suffering. I'm actually going to look up this quote from Buddha that talks about suffering. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll share it with you guys shortly.
I agree with everything you guys said about suffering, and initially I had heard it or read it, or I don't know, in something, I don't know, but it is mentioned how.
What do you know?
I don't know. No, I'd seen something that said suffer well. It was a scripture, I think, and they just talked about suffering well. And I think about how many times like we crumble, or me personally in my life, as far as like career wise, as far as like business and stuff, we find ourselves going through the struggle or suffering, and we're just like, it shouldn't, like I shouldn't be going through this hard time, and we start to question if we're in the right space or all this stuff. But really, and even like with family and different relationships and understanding like, yo, if suffering's going to happen, now that we choose it, because I think some suffering is inevitable, which is part of just life. Like you said, it's a word we didn't create. So if I'm going to suffer, I want to really learn and grow into suffering well, so that when my end comes and I got to stand before the Lord and be like, he like, yeah, you suffer, but how did you do it well? Did you love despite, you know what I'm saying? Just all that stuff, just being mindful of that. So if I'm going to suffer, I really want to learn how to suffer well. And that doesn't mean mask my suffering and like, you know, cover it up, but it just means doing it well, whatever that means. So.
Oh, and I also say, like, in this whole experience of episodes, I think that it's important for our viewers to also to understand that, like, in our vulnerability, that we don't mean to offend anybody or make anybody feel, you know, less than. But I think we all have unique experiences, and that we have to understand our experiences and the different things that we bring to the table, and try to understand through the things that we share in each episode, to understand like why we've come to the conclusions, or to the, even if it's a temporary conclusion, just the conclusions that we come to. So it's not to offend or attack any person or group. It's more so just, in my experience, this is what I have to share. This is what my suffering is, and hope that it may touch somebody else, or that somebody is hears it and then is able to, you know, affect us and bears too.
Yeah, like a perspective.
Mm-hmm. And to add that.
Too, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes like our conversations, I feel like we have as Sibs, it really helps me at least get a different perspective, like to see it from a different vantage point, or even to learn something. So if you know, so I think these conversations, these are just our conversations we're just letting the world into, essentially. So
right.
And we don't claim to be experts. We're all just young people, not an expert on any subject, just giving our opinions, maybe based on facts, most likely not. A lot of emotion behind it and a lot of personal experience. So please do not take anything we say as Bible. Do not pledge to anything that we say.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we're just four young Black kids who grew up in the inner city. Parents started from the bottom. Now we're here. All four of us have college degrees, which in today's day and age, that speaks a lot. Not only to, you know, our pursuit, our hunger, our success, but also speaks to the success of our parents, who, you know, they deserve a lot of kudos. So kudos to mom and dad if you ever happen to watch this, which we expect that you will be. Just saying, we should at least get 2 viewers every week. But yeah, I think that goes without saying. So we're not experts by any stretch of the word, and that is this. We're not experts by any stretch of the word, but we're not sure if there's a common young Black person. If there is, we're definitely not it either. So I think that part, that is something that we want to get out there as well, that you can expect. Hair.
Just leave it alone.
Right, but you need to do hair makeup before you get on here.
Man, shut up. But yeah, so we're not average by any stretch of the word. So although we're not experts, don't expect us to be like anyone else you know, really. We didn't talk about our backgrounds though. What do we go to school for? I mean, that's a good place to start. What do we go to school for, and then what's something that we're passionate about? Should we go popcorn it, or you want me to go first? Is that what you're pointing, Jordan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I went to the University of Dayton, and my undergrad was in biology, but my master's in education. So
And your PhD is in?
Huh?
And your PhD is in?
Oh, so I'm pursuing my PhD in urban education. Education, that's kind of where my focus is. That one day I'm going to start a charter school, probably leaning on that route. I'm just going to take over a public school or public district. But I'm really passionate about education. I feel like every student, regardless of their socioeconomic status or their race, should be educated in quality schools. So that's kind of like my pursuit and what wakes me up in the morning.
Yeah. So I went to school for green. Go ahead. Twin. Go ahead, Twin.
You go first.
All right, I went to Bowling Green State University in Ohio. I majored in political science with a minor in business management. I
never know you had a minor.
I did.
Oh, why are we just
especially not in business?
Continue.
Wow. Does it say that on your?
It does. I think so. I don't know. It's on my transcript. Anyways, because I had to declare one. They were trying to keep me from graduating until I had one. So, anyways, and I will eventually go to grad school and get my master's degree in public administration. I guess my passion is just helping people. I work in financial aid. And with that being said, my goal is just to help people who don't have understanding or have the knowledge to achieve their goals, to provide them with that knowledge. I look at myself as being the key to their success, the key to their success. And I'm trying to unlock as many doors as I can.
I'm on Sojourner Truth.
Okay, key. Damn, the key. Yeah, the key.
Major key alert.
The slaves. So.
And Randy Harriet with that hair.
Take it right now.
Come on.
You're trying.
You're a whole trying with that mop on your head, but let me not.
I got the slip.
I'm going to withhold my comments. Sir.
So it's funny because 2 of us went to public schools and 2 of us went to private schools, which is interesting. So I went to Xavier University, a Jesuit school in Cincinnati, Ohio. My major
school was Catholic, so you were like sister schools.
Legit. I was about to say, shut up. So political science and a minor in international study. I don't have my transcript. I still owe my school money right now. So don't ask for my diploma. But God is good.
Childish.
He's still good. He's so good. So,
suffering well.
Suffering well.
Suffer well, and they will get their money later. They probably won't come for me when they see this stack. All right. So so my passion has like evolved and changed. It changes every day. Right now it is unknown, but definitely and being at space, and being okay that my passion may not look like everybody else's passion. So sometimes I want to help kids in inner city, and sometimes I want to help hungry people. And then sometimes I want, so my passions change. But one thing I do know is I just want to like really help people to just live better in whatever capacity that is. I have a passion for entrepreneurship for sure. And be in singles. Like I have a passion for single people and living our best life single. So.
You think you'll have a passion for single people when you're not a single?
Who said I'm not gonna be single?
You missed her introduction at the beginning, Brandon.
She's the best auntie.
Best auntie.
Unique.
I don't think I'm called to marriage.
And I'm the best uncle.
You're not cut out for marriage? Seriously? Shut up.
I don't think I'm called to marriage.
Oh my God.
Join your future husband may watch this.
We can watch it. And I dare him
what if it's genetic? What if I'm not either?
Brandon, you're already married.
Passion is for singles and just getting us to live better. So
okay.
So what's the question?
I'm not really structured.
What's your passion, Randy?
Okay, so I went to Jordan, are you done?
Yep.
So I went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. furthest. I'm the other state school, the first public university, if I shall toot my horn. When I say my passion, I think I have a real passion for health literacy and health education. So for the communities, the Black community, for instance, there's just not a lot of knowledge around health conditions, health outcomes, health resources. So I work in healthcare now, and my entire job is to connect vulnerable populations to the resources that we have as a healthcare system. And very often, the individuals who need the resource are not connected to it, and it's really hard for us to reach out to them to get them. So basically, I want to be someone in the community who has access to those resources, has knowledge of those resources, and connect the most needy. I don't think that's the right, the most needed, the most vulnerable populations, specifically the Black population. Example, so my grandmother has a number of health issues, but healing is on the way in the name of Jesus. And one day I sat with her to do her medications, and she has someone come over her house every Monday to do her medications. Little does she know, because she gets her medication through CVS Caremark, she can literally just go to CVS and tell them that she wants, it's called, what is it called? I forget what it's called, but it's basically where CVS does it for you. They put all your medications into packages by morning, afternoon, night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So she's sitting here doing all this manual work, having someone else do it, where literally she's already paying for it in her insurance, and she doesn't know she has access to it. So my passion is to bring that type of knowledge to the communities that need it most.
That's great.
And I also think it's really interesting that Randy and I, she's in health. I'm in, my degree is in biology, but it's like education. And there's like this health and biology are really close. And then, health education and just like academic education are very close. And then Kevin and Jordan both majored in political science. I think there's threads of divinity in like our lives that are just like, really
threads of divinity. Yes.
Yeah, break that down, because I don't know what you just said.
A thread is like a string, right?
That was.
And then divinity is, of course, that which is not human, that which is supernatural. And there are threads. You can't use divine in definition for divine, but threads that go through our lives that are definitely placed.
I got you.
Yeah. So we are probably reaching our time.
We have 9 minutes.
Something white on your face. This side though.
Me?
But this side. Other side. Yeah, you're good now. So we have 4 minutes left. So let's just make I think it'd be cool to just make our closing remarks maybe. On suffering well, how we're all suffering. Or just some last comments based on tonight or where we want to go in the future. All right, great. We'll start at the top since we started at the bottom last time. But suffering.
Hey, so
or you can comment on someone else's suffering.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just comment on the whole episode period. I think this been our introduction. It was interesting and fun. And I think that it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes. And like Jordan said at the beginning, like these are just our conversations that we have on a regular basis that we just hope that helps other people just like it helps us, because we've created such a bond and help network within ourselves. Obviously, like Brandon was saying, we are in different fields to help each other suffer well. Because when you're suffering, you need people that are going to help you, support you, even if it's just listen. And so I think that this is just a great opportunity just for us to see what we constantly are standing on for real. And so I'm excited and to see what happens going forward.
Yeah. So as a next child, I think I echo Kevin's thoughts. This is a journey not just for you guys who are going to be viewing and listening, but it's also a journey for us. Again, we're all pretty young. We're pretty new in our careers. and who knows where the life is going to take us. But it's really important that we stay humble and we stay reminded that we are going to suffer. I know for me, that's one thing that when I talked about not knowing where my marriage is going to go, I forgot that you're supposed to suffer. And of course, my wife probably doesn't want to hear that, oh, he's suffering through his marriage. And it's like, you probably shouldn't suffer through your marriage, or should you? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that we'll unearth the answers to some of those questions later. But I mean, that's why we're here. We're here. This is, again, this conversation that we would have had you guys not been here watching or listening. But we're just kind of like opening the door so you guys can see what we go through, so someone else can or have can do it. I mean, we're pretty great, but anybody can do it. And we're great and just like everybody else. So
super good. So I'll conclude in saying I'm really excited about the whole Suffering Well just lifestyle I think we're taking on, and just I'm excited about the topics we're gonna like bring up, because like your relationship one and Suffering Well, I just thought about like 110 things. But no, I'm actually really excited, and I look forward to what this is gonna do, and really just allowing ourselves to be open and people to really get an insight, because I think a lot of people, or some people, not to even put ourselves on the pedestal, but some people look at us and they really don't see how do we come to these, like, I guess we're who we are now, but seeing like what it was and seeing that it's not something special. It's just really the conversations, it's bouncing ideas, it's being imparted into, it's having all these things that have created us to who we are now, and not just us, but other conversations as well. So just really encouraging people to have the conversations, to talk things out, to find a community, a network, wherever you are, of just people you can be open with, transparent with, who are really concerned about you becoming great and the best you, and suffering well through life and not by yourself. So I'm excited about these topics. I'm excited about the growth, and yeah, I'm excited.
So I think to follow up all three of those is like pretty difficult. I think you guys said everything that I would ever want to say. So I'll just say we hope you all join us and enjoy our journey together as we all learn not only what it means to suffer well, but we learn how to support each other as we suffer well. I think an amazing thing about life, and especially our relationship between the four of us, a lot of people know us as a group. We all live in 4 different areas, literally 4 different states. Okay, 3 different states, but 4 different cities. But we're known as a unit. Like, we're known as the Sibs, like the town Sibs. If you've seen one of us, you've probably seen another one or heard about another one. So something that really allows us to suffer well as we do is really just having this community where we can come and we can be honest and we can be open and know that this is a group of people who will not judge us, who we can be as vulnerable as we want to be. We can be as honest as we want to be. Just be there for you. They'll support you. They'll love you. They'll encourage you. So we hope that you get all of that through our conversations. We open you up to our Sib chat. We open you up to hear our hearts, to hear our minds, to feel what we feel. And we ask you to engage with us. This one isn't live, but we're going to go live. We're going to chat us if you want, ask us a question. We're all pretty reachable. We'll try to like feed things as we can. Just join us on this journey. Welcome to the Sib chat. Welcome to Suffering Well. Grow with us, suffer with us, and in the end, we're going to make it, because that's what we're here to do.
Hey,
so, anything else, Shawan?
Yes, message, comment, topic that you want to know our opinions on. Just engage. If not, we're gonna talk about stuff we already talked about anyway. So.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining in. From Kevin, Brandon, Jordan, and Randy. Thank you. We're out.
Peace.
Enjoy your set.